So LBJ Restaurant Group with Porter had a very specific idea, and the easiest way they summed it up to me was referencing two Austin bar restaurants that are very well established, which were Black Sheep Lodge and Barley Swine.
You know, when we initially met Benoit, we had talked to a couple other brokers that were looking at different spots. I would say overall we've probably looked at up to 24 different places. A couple of the other brokers that we talked to, after driving by this space, told us that there was no way that we could actually get in this space. It was already had a letter of intent, it was already claimed, and Benoit, after speaking to him, actually did some further research and you know, kind of went all the way.
You know, as Austin grows, it's growing south of 290, and my thought was they'd be able to capture a lot of that business from people living south of 290, because there aren't very many creative options south of 290 like there are north of 290 in the 78704. So my recommendation was then that, you know, they'd be kind of on the border between 78745 and 78704. So it can be, you know, it can definitely be interesting, especially when it's a first time restaurant user in terms of stepping out on their own. There's a lot of uncertainty, and so it's very critical to bring together the right team, not only to guide them through, myself to guide them through the process of not only finding the space, but then negotiating it, tenant improvement allowance, and, you know, kind of the whole lease process, but also bringing the other right components from an architectural standpoint, a contractor standpoint, and making sure that you have people that not only are good at what they do, but are good at explaining the process.
We met Joe, Trevor, and Neil through Benoit, who was their commercial agent, finding them a space. And so it was fun because these guys, you know, they came to us with a great concept for a restaurant, but not a whole lot else. And so, you know, we were really able to like bring them from the point of, you know, this wonderful idea of this fantastic pub where you can come for a beer every night, but then also, you know, bring a date on the weekends, to, you know, this wonderful, you know, gastropub we're sitting in today.
Initially, when we met Merrill, we were trying to pass off our vision of what we felt the gastropub was all about, what it looked like, the feel of a very, you know, dark place with great lighting. And, you know, Merrill went to the drawing board for us, and, you know, we had several meetings, but overall, the design of the place came exactly the way that we had liked it to be.
I guess throughout this like development of the branding and the kind of visual identity of this place, we you know, developed the logo, which has this great double underline, these red underlines that we decided to not really go for a color theme, but to use these accents of these lines of red. And so one of the things that I love is how we brought in these lines of red in the cords of the light fixtures and the legs of the chairs. The lighting in general, I think, is what I love about this space the most, because, you know, we really got to have fun with these fantastic chandeliers, you know, out of these simple big iron rings and these, you know, cables that create this, you know, kind of grand statement, but using really simple materials.
The initial conversation with Merrill and Urbanspace, I think, was pretty quick. Once we explained to them our vision and what we wanted, we immediately could tell that they completely understood our vision, and they really took it from there. But like I said, our initial conversation with them, we could immediately tell that they understood completely what we wanted and went far beyond what we actually expected, and that's a place that's behind us now.